hidden. You may remember that some time ago I made a pair of Harry Potter pajama pants, which I will link up above. And it wasn't great as far as a tutorial goes. So I did what all great Australians do, left my house in my Harry Potter pajamas. My neighbour saw me and it turns out that she's a Gryffindor. So she has asked if I could make her a pair, which is a bit weird to have matching pajamas with your neighbour, but you know what, I'm gonna roll with it. So this video is going to be for those who want to make a pair of leg warmer pajamas, but they will basically need to start out with a pair of sawn off pajama pants. This is just the leg warmer bit and then how to attach it. So I have winged it in places on these and I'm not 100% sure how they will turn out, which is why this is not a full pajama top to bottom tutorial. So my advice would be that you make your own pants and you know they fit, or you buy a pair of pants that you know fit, and then you can cut the bottoms off and from there you can attach the leg warmer portion. So in order to make the leg warmer, you will need some ribbing. You will need 2 different types of elastic. Then you'll need all of the accessories that go with it. For your diamond that has had the ends lopped off, the entire length is approximately 60 centimeters. That's this way. For the shortest width here, I have 26 centimeters. And then for this width here through the middle, I have 33 centimeters. The first thing you're going to want to do is remove the extension table that comes with your machine, if your machine comes with one. What do the Vassar warship, the Mars Climate Orbiter, the Gimli glider and my first sewing project all have in common? I use the metric system for measuring, and I know from YouTube's analytics that the majority of my audience uses imperial. But as a person who does unit conversions at work all the time, I know just how fatal they can be. So the mistake can be yours and not mine. Because my lord, we all know I make way too many of those as it is. Here are a couple of handy equations. The fat elastic that I used is 1.5 centimeters or approximately 7 buttons wide. And the skinny elastic is 1/4 of a centimeter or approximately 1 button wide. Then you're going to want to cut your elastic. For the skinny stuff, you'll want 4 strips, which are approximately 20 centimeters or 1 banana each. For the fatter bits, you want to make 2 different sizes. I measured around my calf and ankle and then subtracted 2.5 centimeters or approximately 1 inch. All up, I had 32 centimeters or 8 Olympic standard bow balls for the centerpiece and 24 centimeters or 6 Olympic standard bow balls for the ankle piece. For the elastic that goes around your calf, you want it to be 3 centimeters or 2.5 barley corn shorter than the shorter side of your ribbing. You can simply adjust your ribbing or your calf to make it fit, whichever is easiest. Next, you're going to want to make what I like to call an upside down sock holster. This is going to happen by taking the ankle elastic, overlapping it approximately 1.5 centimeters or approximately half an attoparsec, and sewing it down. Then squish it in half, mark the 2 sides and attach your skinny pieces there. Be sure to really tack them down. Now take your ribbing, which is 60 centimeters or 2 metric feet or 1.9 imperial feet long, and fold it in half long ways. You're going to want to sew the side seam until it's a little over halfway, about 40 centimeters or 1 1/3 metric feet, which is close enough to imperial feet. Next, slide your sock holster on so that the fat band is halfway along the ribbing and the skinny bits are running down the open side. Pin the circle of the sock holster in place. Then measure the width of 2 pieces of your fat elastic from the end and stretch the skinny elastic so that it ends up at that point and pin in place. You actually have to sew the side which doesn't have the seam opening first, and then sew the seam closed by sewing on top of the skinny elastic at the same time as sewing the seam. Finally, finish off the seam, making it a complete tube. Now take your calf elastic and overlap it by 1.5 centimeters or 7 buttons and sew in place. Pin it to the bottom edge of the ribbing tube, set a wide, short zigzag stitch or overlock in place.
Fold the tube down so that all the elastic is inside and then faff around until the ribbing is even. Pin the inner fat piece of elastic and mark the edge of it with chalk or a washable marker. Using a narrow zigzag stitch, stitch the inner elastic in place. Finish off the edge of your sawn off PJ pants. If they are wider than the leg of the cuff, then use 2 rows of basting stitch to gather the pant bottoms. These stitches must be pulled out later or you won't be able to wear the pants. Then tuck the unfinished ribbing edge under the exposed elastic. Fold the elastic over until it is completely covered by the ribbing and pin in place. Mark the edge of the elastic with chalk or washable marker. Be very careful doing this next bit. I stuck myself more times than I can count. You want to slide the PJ leg into the pinned edge of the cuff and attach it with pins. Then slide the whole cuff onto the sewing machine, stab yourself half a dozen times and sew the top edge of the chalk line, making sure that the elastic is being sewn through with every stitch. Use a narrow zigzag for this bit. Now all you got to do is repeat the process for the other leg and you're done ski. I can't grand reveal these pants because they're 3 sizes too big for me, so here are my pants which never got the grand reveal they deserved.